This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video for Thursday, March 5th. I'm James Spann. Cold, icy, wet, nasty weather today. Obviously, a lot of things to talk about, so let's go. First off, the big picture. This is the water vapor satellite view this morning. Trough moving in from the west. It has been very messy in places like Dallas, Fort Worth, Little Rock, Memphis. They have a lot of snow and ice in those cities. North Mississippi, and that is creeping in here. This is the radar as of 4:38, very early this morning. What you see up there in northwest Alabama, Lamar, Marion, Franklin, Colbert, Lauderdale, that's freezing rain and sleet. Everywhere else, it's just rain. And, of course, watching the surface temperatures will be just crucial today. No real changes in the watches and warnings. A winter storm warning for Lamar, Fayette, Walker, Blount, and counties to the north. A freezing rain advisory for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden for today, where ice accumulation should be a bit lighter. Again, these are numbers at 4 a.m. I'm doing this a little early this morning, and the Shoals in the 20s. It's below freezing at Haleyville and Hamilton, Cullman and Decatur at freezing at 32. Upper 30s, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. And the freeze line seems to be progressing right on time so far. So far, it's matched up pretty nicely with the forecast. Here's a look at the big picture around the nation. Winter storm warnings all the way from Dallas, Fort Worth to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Baltimore. If you're traveling, beware. Here's a look at the ice accumulation potential. You can see just a messy, icy situation there through much of north and central Mississippi, north Alabama, up into eastern Tennessee. This is not snow, this is ice. So let's look at the GFS. This is the 06Z run at noon today. There's the trough coming in from the west. This is the GFS at 12 noon. The red line, the freeze line. And we all know it's not going to be where that model depicts. It's not going to be in a straight line like we showed. This is just an approximation, a guideline. But if by chance this is right, the freeze line would be really all the way down into Choctaw County. That's in southwest Alabama. We note the Weather Service in Mobile has put a freezing rain advisory up for even Choctaw County. Then it runs up to about Greensboro, Brent, Alabaster, and Jacksonville. Below that, just cold rain. North of that, sleet and freezing rain, and maybe some snow on the backside. And then by 6 o'clock, it all winds down, maybe a few lingering snow flurries in the colder air. And our forecast remains unchanged. I mean, we don't see any reason to change it. Freeze line reaching the Interstate 59 corridor about mid-morning, around 9 o'clock. And again, it could be a situation where the northern sections of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Gadsden have 30 degrees, icy travel, freezing rain, and sleet. The southern sections of those cities have 34 in a cold rain. It'll be that close. Obviously, the heaviest ice accumulation over northwest Alabama. But wherever the freeze line happens to fall, north of that line, bridges and overpasses will ice first. Maybe even some blacktop roads where it's been colder for longer. So that's the deal today. We'll just watch it unfold. But it's our job to predict the future, so let's go into tomorrow. We'll be in much better shape. Now, tomorrow morning's going to be cold, where there's, sleet and ice accumulation will be in the teens. But the high should be in the upper 40s, and the sky should be sunny as everything melts off quickly and conditions improve. Saturday, as the weekend begins, looks pretty good. The latest numbers are coming in with a high around 60 on Saturday. Should be a beautiful day. And Sunday, how about mid-60s? All of a sudden, the GFS has got us ramped up to 64 now. And again, there could be some high clouds around. There should be, but at this point, we'll leave the forecast as dry. Monday of next week, rain possibly on the Gulf Coast. We stay dry with low 60s, and all of a sudden, Tuesday looks a little different. We have seen some runs that look very wet on Tuesday. This is suggesting the better chance of rain over South Alabama. We'll still leave a chance of rain in statewide for now, and then Wednesday still looks relatively wet, so middle part of next week could be wet with highs around 60. And a week from today, another trough up in Canada starting to dig south, but again, for us, that looks relatively mild. Maybe a little light rain or a few showers, nothing widespread, and again, high should be in the 60s. And this is out there at the end of next week. Got a cold front coming in from the north. We know at a 1041 high, over Iowa and Minnesota. We'll watch that, but the cold front there just stays a smidgen north of us. Temperatures off the ensembles for the next 15 days. Looking pretty good after today. And tomorrow, highs should be in the 50s and 60s. And just maybe this is winter's last gasp. But we all know we have cold snaps here deep into April. That's a given. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here, if we have time, by 4 o'clock today. If you can, join us this evening on ABC 3340 News, the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.